Three things in particular infuriated Albert Finney, Hollywood's original angry young man: the Oscars, the UK honours system, and chatter when he was on stage. It's a long way to go for a party, sitting there for 6 hours not having a cigarette or a drink. It's a waste of time, he said of the Academy Awards, which he was a nominee at 5 times but inexplicably never won, and certainly never went to. And after turning down a CBE in 1980 and a knighthood in 2000, the working-class Salford lad explained, "I think the Sir thing slightly perpetuates one of our diseases in England, which is snobbery." Finally, pity those caught whispering in the theatre stalls as Finney performed. "I'm up here working, so if you won't shut up, go home. And if you won't, I'm going home," he once bellowed. The star, who died aged 82 at the Royal Marsden Hospital in London on Thursday after a short illness caused by a chest infection, was serious about his craft but seldom about himself, and always remembered his roots. "I thought people from my background didn't become actors. I thought actors were bred in special places, a stud farm in Mayfair," he once remarked. Paying tribute, Daniel Craig, who starred with Finney in Bond film Skyfall, said of the horse racing fan, "The world has lost a giant. Wherever Albert is now, I hope there are horses and good company." Skyfall director Sam Mendes described Finney as a brilliant, beautiful, big-hearted, life-loving delight. Fellow Salfordian and Doctor Who star Christopher Eccleston said, "He was the godfather to us all." Rufus Sewell, who starred with him in 1994's A Man of No Importance, added, "Apart from being effortlessly great, he was a great all-round example of how to behave." And A Man of No Importance director Suri Krishnamma said, "He was such a fantastic actor and a wonderful human being. When we wrapped on the film, he took the entire cast and crew to the races in Ireland as a thank you. He then bought us all dinner. That was the type of generous man he was." Changing its schedule after news of the death, BBC One will show A Man of No Importance on Sunday at 11:30 p.m. But Finney would probably have taken it all with a pinch of salt, once saying, "You should never believe what people say about you, good, bad, or indifferent." Born in Salford on May 9, 1936, his dad and granddad were bookmakers. He won a place at Salford Grammar School but failed all but one of his O-levels, geography. Showing talent in plays, his head recommended he apply to RADA. He always denied that going to London was a bid to escape his roots, saying, "There was no sense of going to get away, I was not shaking the provincial dust off my feet, because I didn't suspect there was any." Of his background, the lifelong Man United fan said simply, "It's just part of you. It's in the blood." RADA classmates included Peter O'Toole and Valerie Singleton, who admits once snogging him at a party. Paying tribute to her old pal Albie yesterday, she said, "I wish I'd had the courage to say, 'Albert, don't you remember we had that lovely kiss and cuddle?' But when you think of some of the gorgeous women he went out with, I was probably very small fry." His lovers included Joan Baez, Carly Simon, Billy Whitelaw, Jacqueline Bisset, and Shelley Winters. And he married 3 times, to actors Jane Wenham and Anouk Amy, from 1957 to 61 and 1970 to 78, and travel agent Peen Delmage in 2006, who survives him with his son Simon, by Anouk. His first London turn was in 1958, in Jane Austen's The Party. Then in 1959 he replaced an ill Laurence Olivier as Coriolanus in Stratford. In 1960, he joined Olivier in his first film, The Entertainer. But it was 1960 kitchen sink drama Saturday Night and Sunday Morning that made him a star, as working-class anti-hero Arthur Seaton. As Seaton, he said the words which maybe sum him up best, "Whatever people say I am, that's what I'm not." Its gritty realism changed cinema and earned Brooding Finney his angry title. It also earned an X certificate from censors. Body romp Tom Jones came next, winning 4 Oscars and a first nomination for Finney. He then starred with Audrey Hepburn in 1967's Two for the Road, amid reports he was having an affair with the married actress. Scrooge the Musical came in 1970, then his Poirot in Murder on the Orient Express. The 1982 film version of Annie again proved he could sing. Meanwhile, he was one to stand up for his beliefs, joining an anti-apartheid protest at the South African Embassy in London in 1976. Finney was generous, too. When he made his fortune he gave other Brits a break, paying for films by up-and-coming directors including Lindsay Anderson, Mike Leigh, and Stephen Frears. His later career included 2001's Erin Brockovich, and he won BAFTA, Golden Globe, and Emmy Gongs as Churchill in 2002 hit The Gathering Storm. Younger fans will recall him in Traffic and Big Fish, plus Skyfall in 2012. But he always kept a sense of perspective about his trade. One is actually a performer, a juggler, a sword swallower. It is a sort of a sideshow, isn't it? He said. And he disliked fame, saying, walking around in the spotlight having to be me is not something I'm comfortable with or desire. In his later years, there was a battle with kidney cancer, which he beat in 2011 after 6 rounds of chemo. Ultimately, Albert Finney was a man who never compromised who he was. Of his incredible success, he said simply, "I was dead lucky."